This is what happens when the narcissist realizes they've lost and unable to destroy you. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We genuinely appreciate your continuous support, and today's discussion delves into a captivating theme: the moment when a narcissist comes to grips with the realization that they've lost everything. Take a moment to let that idea resonate, and if it resonates with you, please express your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Additionally, don't forget to explore my complimentary course, Narcissism 101, Early Warning Signs, Escaping the Trap, and Rebuilding Your Life. For more details, find the link in the description. I'm aiming to shed fresh light on this enduring mystery by exploring different avenues and creating content centered around this core concept, even if the emphasis shifts slightly. Some astute viewers have requested a new perspective on this topic, prompting this discussion on how a narcissist's comprehension of their losses can significantly impact them. It's crucial to recognize that a self-centered relationship can leave enduring effects. Initially oblivious to their flaws, the narcissist will swiftly grasp that they've forfeited the most valuable aspect of their life. Your presence here holds immense importance. However, this realization extends beyond a single fractured relationship. It encompasses the collateral damage inflicted on all their relationships unintentionally severed. Let's face it, when discussing narcissism, we're not just examining one person's loss. The insidious impact of the narcissist disrupts every relationship. Operating on deceit and pitting people against each other, they weave a destructive web that leaves a trail of havoc in their wake. You might not have been aware of this when the relationship began, but as you absorb this information, pieces start falling into place. As the narcissist confronts the extent of their losses, they are compelled to reflect on their actions. They are not omnipotent. They are merely individuals with the same imperfections as the rest of us. Looking back, they'll feel remorse for the havoc they caused, lament missed opportunities, shattered relationships, and lost lives. The realization will dawn that their manipulative and dishonest ways lead only to a solitary and hollow existence. The aftermath of a situation like this often inflicts such deep trauma that recovering takes considerable time. It's a substantial undertaking, and the journey to healing is lengthy and challenging. Coping with the pain requires substantial effort, and the process is undoubtedly painful. However, with time and the right mindset, you'll gradually regain strength and reclaim the power the narcissist once took from you. As you navigate the path towards recovery, a crucial decision awaits: whether to forgive the narcissist for the havoc they've wreaked on your life. Can you truly forget someone and move forward? However, contemplating these matters comes only after a significant amount of groundwork. Embarking on a new beginning necessitates breaking the trauma bond, potentially losing friends, and perhaps even relocating. Let's be unequivocal. Forgiving a narcissist is no easy feat. These parasitic individuals deliberately lead you into their vortex of destruction, fraught with pain and turmoil, without any warning. Had they handed you a comprehensive document outlining their true intentions, would you have chosen to engage with them? Most likely not. This is because they thrive on playing manipulative smoke and mirrors games, deceiving and lying to gain your trust. Once their game is done, they leave behind shattered hearts and lives in ruins. These individuals are acutely aware of their malevolence. Their modus operandi involves hopping from person to person and group to group, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. However, when they eventually look back, they realize the losses they've incurred, evoking a sense of vindication. At the end of the relationship, you might not have perceived this positively, as you were ensnared in the destructive grip of the trauma bond, yearning for peace and hoping the narcissist would make amends for their misconduct. Unfortunately, that's not their concern. They have no regard for your well-being. When the relationship concludes, they decide how to discard you, patiently awaiting a vulnerable moment in your life. Seizing that vulnerability, they cast you aside like yesterday's refuse, feeding off your fractured soul. It's repugnant, but that's their modus operandi. They are perpetually seeking their next target, someone from whom they can extract whatever they desire. Rest assured, one day the narcissist will reflect on their life, recalling the positive moments, which include memories of you. However, this retrospective exercise is merely a manipulation. Their aim is to safeguard what they perceive you to be, a valuable asset they can exploit to nourish their egos. If you find yourself in the midst of a breakup with a narcissistic partner, brace yourself for a deliberately prolonged and painful process. Why? Because they are well aware of your exceptional qualities, your brilliance, care, radiance, love, and understanding. To them, you represent the optimal means to fulfill their insatiable needs, and they will go to great lengths to retain control over you. Let me be clear, my intent is not to provoke or distress you. Rather, I want to emphasize that understanding narcissism reveals the likelihood that the narcissist will attempt to dominate your life. You're already aware of the energy drain and the decades they've consumed. Yet, don't overlook the fact that the narcissist comprehends precisely what they'll miss when the breakup or divorce becomes inevitable. They are fully cognizant of what slipped away when you chose to disengage. However, they had alternative sources of supply before and after you. They used these comparisons to perpetually assess what they were foregoing. Despite individual differences, what you offered the narcissist was unique, rare, and invaluable. You were the driving force preventing them from giving up, and you never contemplated ending the relationship. You invested substantial effort because of this commitment. When you entered into marriage, your sincerity was genuine, but the narcissist viewed it as a license to commence mistreating you. They didn't perceive love, kindness, or security in your relationship. You were merely a conduit for them to exercise cruelty. Once the relationship concludes, the narcissist will cast a retrospective gaze upon you and attempt to hoover you back in. Ever wondered about the significance of this term? Allow me to clarify. They employ this tactic when legal avenues to satisfy their needs are restricted, or when they desire more of what you once provided. Your unwavering presence, abundance, and mental support contributed to propping up their fragile ego. They recognize that you made them feel good about themselves, assisted them financially, and offered a non-judgmental listening ear. You should be aware that when they attempt to hoover you, it's simply a ploy to draw you back into their cycle. Their objective is to subject you to further punishment, and they'll employ any means necessary to reintegrate you into their system. Unfortunately, that's just the way it operates. Now for the million-dollar question. Will the narcissist ever reflect on what they lost? Let's face it, they will. Do they possess the courage to admit they were wrong? Absolutely not. In their perception, they are superior to you. Can they reflect on their actions and take responsibility for the harm they inflicted? Not even remotely. It's just not within their nature. Consider all the times the narcissist professed remorse for hurting you. How many insincere tears did that figurative crocodile on their shirt shed? How often did they pledge to change and make earnest attempts to persuade you to stay? And let's not overlook the word salad they fed you instead of engaging in genuine discussions. Throughout the relationship, you gave the narcissist your all, your time, energy, and effort. Conversely, the narcissist drained you without ever acknowledging your true worth. If you could see how frequently they took you for granted, it would undoubtedly be shocking. In the initial stages, everything happened swiftly as they sought to ensnare you in their intricate web of deception. However, over time, their responsiveness dwindled, leaving you bewildered. What caused this sudden change? Boredom. Their pursuit of alternative sources of sustenance. It's hard to pinpoint. Trust your instincts. If a relationship seems too good to be true, it likely is. Here's the scenario. Once the narcissist had you within their grasp, they initiated manipulative games, fully aware that you would be susceptible. They orchestrated situations to elicit communication from you, capitalizing on the fact that you were eagerly awaiting their texts. As time passed, their messages became increasingly unhelpful, reduced to single-word, misspelled replies like, "Okay, got it, thanks." It was as if they no longer cared about you at all. The irony lies in the fact that while they were exchanging lengthy, meaningful texts with numerous other individuals, it seemed like no big deal to them. They engaged in deep conversations with others, pouring out paragraphs, leaving you perplexed. You found yourself wondering, why am I only deserving of one word, misspelled replies, while someone else enjoys a monologue? The reason behind this is clear, isn't it? They're in the process of replacing you. These new individuals are the ones the narcissist's ego is striving to captivate, just as it did with you. It's a pattern that appears to replay itself until you either exit the situation or the narcissist eventually relinquishes their hold on you. However, when the narcissist realizes that they'd lost you, arguably the best thing that ever happened to them, they start to comprehend the gravity of their actions. They come to the realization that their destructive behavior has caused irreparable damage to their relationships with their children, business associates, and friends. People are becoming discerning, seeing through their manipulations, and refraining from inviting them to events. And don't assume that the narcissist can perpetually hide behind their facade. They can't sustain the charade indefinitely. As soon as they make a mistake, people begin to see through their act. They terminate relationships, whether in the present or the future. Long-term friendships that are often brought up in discussions about narcissists may not be as genuine as they appear. More often than not, they serve as a means for the narcissist to maintain appearances or exploit them for personal gain. Hold on a moment. Some individuals may not recognize they're dealing with a narcissist because they don't know what signs to look for. This could be due to two reasons. Firstly, they might be aware but choose not to acknowledge it out of fear of becoming the narcissist's next target. Secondly, they may not frequently witness the narcissist's true nature, so they never see beyond the facade. Spending more time with a narcissist increases the likelihood of seeing through their mask. It's really that straightforward. The reality is that the majority of abuse occurs in the absence of witnesses. The true turmoil unfolds when you find yourself alone with a narcissist, whether it's in a car or at home. In public, the dynamics change because the narcissist strives to maintain a facade, projecting an image of being a great person. Meanwhile, you bear the brunt of mental, spiritual, and financial harm, regarded by them as nothing more than a punching bag. Now, pay close attention. The narcissist will recognize that they've been defeated, though they won't explicitly admit it, as their belief in their superiority prevents such acknowledgement. Here's the crucial point. They were fully aware of what they were signing up for when they entered into a relationship with you. That was their motive from the outset. Exploiting you, discarding you, and leaving you stranded was part of their plan. But what happened? You emerged stronger than before, rising from the ashes like a phoenix and evolving into the best version of yourself. Now, the narcissist is out of the equation. You're enjoying the best moments of your life while they continue to disrupt the relationships of unsuspecting others. Nevertheless, deep down, The narcissist comprehends that they've lost. Let's be frank. They did lose. Do you grasp that? So, stand strong, embrace your true self, and have confidence in your abilities. You're not alone. Until we meet again, let the healing process commence.